Funny if like they had a postseason tournament where they're like, since we have so many Bulldog names, like we need to narrow it down to one. So whoever wins gets to keep their name. You'd see the best basketball of your life. There's going to be some crazy shit. People are going to bet Eastern Washington, they lose by 10. And people are going to be like, oh my God, this team sucks. Or like Montana State blows a game and people are like, what the, the Big Sky's trash.
I feel like I just can't take you seriously. And at the same
program.
time, yeah, it's like I simultaneously can't take you seriously and I'm extremely interested in everything that you have to say.
That's good. That's what we need out of this stream. Okay, that like inertia or something. There's like a
moving water requires colder energy to freeze. I can go call my mom. My mom literally lives on a river in Wisconsin.
What do we call that? Boots on
ground. Yeah. Okay, so you've got your mom's house on the under, and you've got life savings on UNLV. What else? What else can we wager? Future Kids College Fund. I mean, yeah. Well, so we're gonna double up, right? So we're gonna parlay the house and the life savings, and then we're gonna roll that through on something.
Skirt. Told you we always been ready. I don't need people that's petty, that weigh on me heavy while I'm being steady. I need a record with Felly. We get it bouncing like Betty's. I feel like I'm Nelly. Don't bring the beef like a deli. It's leave on a levy. No sleeping on me like I'm Freddy. Chris Breeze, how I do. Hit him with the moves. Left hand step back, ballin' like I'm Coos. All faith, God's plan, you just gotta choose. God slaps, nothing left to prove. Y'all gotta leave me alone. Lately I've been in my zone. Told them no cap like I fitted, but lately the flows have been straight off the dome. I feel like I'm MVP, like my name Patty Mahomes. If it ain't about money, don't hit on my phone, cause lately I've been in my zone.
Hello, welcome to the CapWize Show, hosted by Ben Carey and Nick Gronerad, combining expert human opinions with cutting-edge simulation models to help you arrive at the best picks each week. Inside Edge Community. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's stream. We've got, as always, on Friday mornings, the CapWize Pikkit contest submission show. So, if you would like to boost your chances of winning $50 this week, come on stream, tell us your favorite NFL bet this week, and get some extra credit for that. Ben, how you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing good. We have to talk about Chig last night, man. Like I've been betting props for a while, and I don't think I've ever had a win like that, man. I mean, we're talking 0 targets entering basically 2 minutes left in the game, and then I think the first catch came with close to a minute left, and 4 targets on the last drive. Had the catch to put him over 2.5 right before the interception. I mean, the script writers were killing it with that one.
Yeah, no, I'm just happy the writer strike is over. So
yeah, that was a crazy cash right there.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was sitting there. I wasn't feeling like smug about being on Derrick Henry and not Chig, because I was on Chig too. Mm-hmm. But like Derrick Henry cashed in like on the first drive of the game.
Yeah,
his over 1.5 catches, and then Chig, yeah, like you said, no targets until inside the 2-minute warning, and then the over 2.5 catches cashes, and his over yards cash too.
Yep. So
that was
that was wild, man.
That was very wild. That was one of the crazier things, and that's what's fun about betting on sports, right? Is like if you're just like a person watching that game, the fact that happened is just not on your radar at all. Like, no. You have no idea. But also imagine being on Chig's under.
No, man. I was thinking about it, and I've had a few like that where it's been close to as bad as what happened if you were on the under. Like, I had a rushing prop, I think, where I think it was last year, where the team was up. They were up so much where you're like, oh shit, like they actually might just run it because they're conceding. It was one of those, right, where the team was up, I think, or the team was trailing like 21, and I think they just gave up, and then they handed it off like 3-4 times, and it lost. But this one was just, it was different because he literally had 0 targets. It was almost like if you're a casual fan, you're like, did he even play? Right. So
yeah, that was wild. But a win is a win.
I'm making the Twitter post now too, so people will see we're live.
Okay. Also, yeah, you're 100% responsible for bringing people in and out of the queue. So.
Okay.
Because I have us on full screen, so I can't see the queue.
Cool.
But yeah, that was quite the game, I guess. Also, I think made the right fantasy decisions yesterday. I know I had a lot of choices to make, but benched Pickens, and now I have the choice of which that was a W choice.
Yeah,
and he if you just looked at the projections, he had the highest numbers compared to Gabe Davis and Demario Douglas, who are my other 2 options. And then Warren would have been a good start. He had like 14 points, but I would have started Spears over him, and keeping them both on the bench.
That was the hard thing. It was like Warren or Spears, right? And it was just like,
yeah, it worked out. Also, Pick Six says, luckily I went to Chelly stream and didn't hear your advice on Olave versus Johnson. So hopefully you ended up starting Deontay Johnson, because he had a big game. I'm kind of worried about Pickens now.
Yeah, really weird. And also, look, Olave could still have a good Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Pickens, it's weird because he did have that catch that they originally called a touchdown. And watching that in real time, Nick, I thought he was out. Like, because as a wide receiver, I'm weird. I watch like weird things during the games. Like a lot of times I'm not even like watching like the running back if it's a handoff. I'm like watching the wide receivers. So when I was watching him, I was watching his feet the whole time. And I assume that he just had possession of the ball, because usually that's what the first thing they see. Like when the refs are watching it, they're almost like watching the ball more so than the feet these days, which I know sounds weird. But then I was like, oh man, I think he was out. And then that would have been big, because obviously that's 6 points in fantasy. But yeah, man, what he had 2 catches for like 3 yards or something like that.
Yeah, it was something crazy. He had 2 catches for -1 yards. Saw 5 targets again.
Jeez.
But that's a yikes. That's a big yikes. Big yikes. I had more receiving yards than him.
That's true.
It is technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. All right. So do we have anybody in queue?
No one right now.
We're marinating.
Yeah. I actually locked in a few player props this morning.
What did you lock in?
So this one, it's either going to make a lot of sense to people or you're going to hate it. But Devontae Adams over receptions, 6.5.
I kind of dig it.
Yeah, definitely a big narrative play here, but like we've seen what has happened with Adams and the lack of targets, the lack of production, just because of the offensive scheme more than anything. Or I guess you could just say Garoppolo, but
Jimmy Garoppolo, aka lack of scheme.
Yeah, but my thinking here is they have this younger interim coming in as head coach, and I think they're just going to force the fucking issue. Like, I think he could see 11, 12 targets. It's a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, it's a rookie quarterback who started a game. Do you know what his stat line was in the one game that Aiden O'Connell started?
What was it?
8 catches on 13 targets for 75 yards.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And look, at this point, like with the Raiders right now, and O'Connell, it's like Like let's get the ball in the playmaker's hands, right? So I'm not overthinking this. Like I think it's just very it's sensical and
Did you just say it's sensical?
yeah, is that not a word?
I don't think that's a thing.
Let's see, sensical.
Well, because I mean, like, because you can say something is nonsensical, but that means like it's nonsense. Like if something isn't nonsense, you don't call it like that is sense.
Sense adjectives.
It's probably a word.
Superlative, most sensical, rare.
Rare.
That
rare.
wait,
rare.
that
Ben pull out the rare vocab.
That makes sense, showing internal logic, rational, sensible.
Yeah.
I guess sensible is the more common word, but yeah, I mean, it's plus money too on DraftKings. So.
Oh yeah. Also, Casey, I have a very important announcement to make. So he says W mustaches. I'm ready for a second W here. Look at this. Wow. Because Casey gives me shit for my clear coffee mugs.
Yep.
So we have
there you go.
Not clear coffee mug. No, my parents were like getting rid of a bunch of like plates and bowls and stuff, and they're like a lot nicer than what I have. So I was like, yeah, I'll just take them if you're gonna like otherwise give them to Goodwill. So I got like hand me down dining stuff. And now KC will appreciate my mugs, and that's all I cared about. So
better.
Yeah. So anything else you locked in? So you said you got Devontae Adams.
Locked in that. This is another one that it feels, it feels a little odd, feels weird placing it, but you got to do it sometimes. TJ Hawkinson under 5.5 receptions at -130.
What's the reasoning on that?
Okay, so I know that it's always like the cliche, like, oh, young quarterback, rookie quarterback coming in, tight end is going to eat. But I really think like the way he plays, Hawkinson, he's not like the safety valve as much as like other tight ends. Like he's running a lot of deep routes, and I think asking for him to get 6 receptions, that seems steep.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like definitely a little bit sketchy because like for me at least, one of the things I love is like running backs and tight ends receptions over when you've got a new quarterback coming in, especially a rookie.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm typically honest, like I'm.
Yeah, and I know you're kind of on the same thing.
I get it.
But but yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you know about Jaren Hall?
So, Jaren Hall, he was definitely a guy who, when I saw he was drafted, I'm like, well, I get it, whatever, depth. He isn't anything special in my eyes. I actually think his IQ is higher than maybe some of the younger quarterbacks, but
well, I mean, he's old as fuck.
Yeah, and Nick, this is also funny.
He's 20. He's closer to 26 than he is 24.
This is funny. There's 3 BYU quarterbacks who will see time this week in the NFL.
Yeah, so you got Jaren Hall, you've got Zach Wilson, and Taysom Hill.
Yeah, that's what the twist should have been, Nick.
Yeah, BYU player.
Yeah, BYU quarterback. So, yeah, those are the 3.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's
but look,
that's crazy that he's so old.
Yeah, I wonder if it had anything to do with a mission. I mean, I assume it would have.
It could be, but these days, because players play like 6 years sometimes. I mean, and then you're 24 when you get drafted.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Yeah.
I want to look.
Well, yeah.
So, I would have guessed he did a mission because I was reading he is pretty involved with the church side of things. Because you know what's interesting is like a lot of BYU players these days compared to like even 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, he did a 2-year mission before he enrolled, and then he redshirted.
Yeah, but a lot of people who go to BYU now, they're not Mormon, and they've accepted that. But it used to not be that way. Like it used to be it was majority of the players. But yeah, that would make sense why he's so old. So he played baseball too.
Nice.
That should be another Pikkit twist, Nick. Ex baseball players. We got Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson.
Imagine that would be like such a dick move, making people research that. Like the Pikkit twist is players who were drafted in the MLB draft,
and not tell.
But then like maybe there's like somebody, I don't know, maybe who's like the most random player you can think of. Maybe
Adam Troutman.
Yeah, maybe Adam Troutman was drafted out of high school in like the 33rd round. Right?
Yeah. That is pretty funny. I was trying to think of some other like funny twists, but then I was like, this would just piss people off. I wanted to do like if they played in a national championship, but then I was like, that's kind of lame. Like you're out here searching, like, did this player play? And you're like, I mean, it wouldn't be that fun, especially for like 99% of the league, because you'd just be like, okay, obviously they didn't play. Like they went to Youngstown State,
Apparently Lenny was drafted. Let's go, Lenny. All right, I'm trying to find like age comps for Jaren Hall.
What do you mean by age comps? Like historically,
people, like players who are the same age. So Justin Herbert is 14 days older than Jaren Hall.
That's crazy.
And Justin Herbert is in his 4th season.
Wow.
It's my favorite thing to harp on old players being drafted.
Mm-hmm. No, trust me, I know. We've had the whole NBA conversation.
Uh-huh. And am I ever wrong?
No, you're pretty accurate.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the occasional guy who turns out well. Like, it's like who are the NBA guys that I've bitched about being overdrafted because they're old? Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin.
That's where it started.
Nick, he was in a dunk contest.
True.
Though.
I mean, he's probably gonna make the Hall of Fame now too, right?
Can you make a Hall of Fame for being in the dunk contest?
No, definitely not. But yeah, he's not great, to put it kindly.
Real quick, Nick. Sorry, I have to read this. This is funny. So Jaren Hall, it said he played 27 games during the 2019 baseball season, and then it said he hit for 405 games with 3 starts during the shortened 2020 COVID season. I like how it's just a 5-game sample, but we're gonna throw it in there because it looks good.
If he was bad, they wouldn't put it in. Sorry, I'm gonna keep going on about this. You remember the 24-year-old the 24-year-old lottery pick a couple of years ago in the NBA?
What year?
2021.
Was it Chris Duarte?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's he up to now?
He averaged 7 points last year.
Yeah, I don't even think he's doing shit this year.
He's playing 15 minutes a game through the first 4 games for the Kings.
Yeah, he's a bench guy.
But I just don't get it. Why? And then who was the other one? The Baylor player, Mitchell.
Oh,
or
Davian? No, Davian Mitchell's actually been playing well.
Yeah, no, he's been actually good.
That's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Is that who it is? Yeah, he's 25. But at the same time, though,
and he's actually also like not actually doing anything. He had a good rookie season, but he averaged 5.6 points last year.
Yeah. So here's the thing: it's like he's a solid player, but to your point, if you're drafting that early, like you want a guy who potentially can be a stud, right? Like that's kind of your point.
It's like he's 25 now. He's not starting. He's got 1 year left on his rookie contract. He's like just not a guy who's going to help you in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Big age-adjusted production guy. I'm a strong advocate of don't fucking draft 22-year-olds in the NBA lottery. Yeah, I think in the entire history of the NBA lottery, there's been like one of them that's made an all-star team.
So under 21.
21 or under. And it's funny because Damian Lillard was like a month off of meeting this cutoff, and he would have been like a very obvious glaring exception. Because I mean, Dame is obviously phenomenal.
But hey,
he wasn't 22.
Yeah.
Were there any last year?
In this last draft?
Yeah.
I feel like it was a really young draft. But there might have been one. Because you had the Thompson brothers, you had super young, you had Brandon Miller, young, Wemby, 19.
Yeah. I think there was only one college player who wasn't a freshman who was drafted in the lottery. And that was Jordan Hawkins. And he's not that old. He was a sophomore.
Also, I know you're not a big NBA guy, Nick, but Wembanyama.
Oh, he's so good.
Dude, I'm trying to just be cool about it, but like watching the game last night, I'm like, man,
I watched the
he's
highlights.
good. Yeah, he's
crazy. It should have been like extremely obvious that he was good.
Yeah.
Like I'm obviously not an NBA talent scout, but
yeah,
you
7'4".
You just like watch him play pickup basketball for 5 minutes, and you can tell he's special.
Yeah, he not only is he a freak athlete, and not only is he 7'4", 7'5", but he was making some like pretty smart basketball IQ plays. He was making good cuts when he had like a smaller guy matched up on him. He was really aggressive and posting up. Yeah, sky's the limit for him. Of course, it's the
and
health,
it also helps being that much closer to this guy, because he's that much closer to the limit.
Absolutely. Someone on Twitter commented in my mentions, and they're like, "Yeah, let's see how he does against a good defensive team." And I'm like, I mean, at a certain point, like there is stuff defenses can do to scheme against a guy like that, but it's like if you throw the ball up and he catches it and he just dunks it real quick, it's like it doesn't really matter who's guarding him at times. Again, there's things you can do, of course, but I thought it was just a funny comment. It was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, Scrunch says Durant-esque.
He'll be better than Durant.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a
maybe. I mean, it's the ceiling. It's too early to say he is or will be better than Durant, because Kevin Durant's a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, small sample size. Looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. All right, we got a West by God in the queue.
Let's go.
Let me do this and add him to the stage. Add to stage.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
What up?
Doing great. How are you?
Good morning. Man, I've been out here working. I got a promotion, so I haven't been on much. I've been they've been keeping me pretty busy, man. I don't get to just sit around anymore, so I got to do some work. So.
Damn.
Well, that does come with the promotion, I guess, sometimes.
Can I get a recap on y'all heard anything so far or what you've heard?
You're number one. You're the first
number one. All right, y'all ready?
Oh, so ready.
Just give me the Dolphins plus money. Are you kidding me? You're giving me – I don't care where they're playing. I don't care where they're doing. They're going across the ocean. Guess what? Dolphins love to swim, baby. You're giving me plus money. We're taking it, right? So I understand that oh, shit. Sorry. I understand the defense. The Chiefs' defense has been, fairly solid, but let's look at their resume. I'm not super impressed. They've played what? Broncos twice, Saints early on, the Bears, Browns, Jets. Like, all right, so you're putting up good defensive stands against shit quarterbacks, right? So let's see what they do. I think Tua goes in there and they utilize their players. Long shot. I'm gonna go a little sprinkle on a Jeff Wilson TD just because I got him on my fantasy team.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, I got to say something about this whole matchup, and it's in Frankfurt, Germany. I've never been to Germany, but the Dolphins, and this is known, a lot of people have been talking about it. They flew out there Tuesday. They got there Tuesday, and I think the Chiefs are getting there basically
like today or something, right?
Basically, right now. So I think there was like a reasoning behind why Andy Reid was having them come out later. I didn't see the video, but in my mind, like you have to give the advantage to the team who's been out there a few more days, right? Like jet lag's a real thing. It usually takes 48 hours, I think.
Is Andy Reid an analytical guy? Is he doing analytics? Is that what he's doing?
I don't know.
Give me Mike McDaniels. I'm sure did some big case study on traveling across seas and humidity and air pressure and all this shit. My man's got him out there, get him loosened up, give him a couple days rest, little practice on, and he's getting his guys ready to play while they're still flying over there right now or whatever the situation is. So
yeah, Nick, what are your thoughts on that whole travel thing? Like, you think it is something, or?
I mean, it's got to be something. I mean, I would love to know the data. It's got to be a little hard to find the data, but just teams who have been out there for longer, I would imagine it makes a difference, right? I mean, there's no real home field advantage, so you kind of I guess have to manufacture it in some other way. And to me, being just more acclimatized is. It's air quotes. It's home field advantage. It's not home field advantage, but it's an advantage in some way, for sure.
Sure, just getting acclimated to the area, and I mean, just the people, man. You know what I'm saying? Just in general, getting a vibe check and feeling, and
unless they're just like out in Frankfurt having
schnitzels,
big ass beers and schnitzel and bratwurst and sauerkraut. Then maybe it's a disadvantage, but
I was about to say, I was gonna say, is there a red light district out there?
I mean, Frankfurt?
Probably.
No, I like the play. I like the Dolphins a lot, and like I have a feature on the Dolphins. I think this makes a lot of sense. Like, I think a lot of people are banking on a bounce back for the Chiefs, but I mean, it's like, have you seen the wide receivers that the Chiefs have out there? I mean,
no, and neither has Patrick Mahomes.
Well, he sees them; they just don't catch the ball. Nick.
Yeah. We used to yell "Good hands, feet" at people like that. So
Sky Moore out there is just dropping touchdown passes. I'm like, yeah, Nick, we called that with Sky Moore. I think we're like, yeah, I think people are hyping this guy up a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to hype him coming out of college, but. When they step on the field, you kind of know.
Yeah.
What about who was it? DJ Moore, my man. So I've been on Bagent, right, trying to hype up the West Virginia kid, and then they're in the end zone, wide ass open, just falling down flat on their face, and like, oh, there's the football. Let me just, But I got to run, boys. I just wanted to hop in here for a second. I'm gonna listen up here a little bit for lunch, but I appreciate y'all very, very much. Let's keep this thing rolling, baby.
Yeah. Yep. Good luck, man. You're third on the leaderboard, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, West by God's been, I guess, kind of stagnant over the last few weeks. Heisenberg with the big come up.
I know. I mean, look, that's good karma after all the gifted subs, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of that, he's in the queue.
Let's go.
What up?
How's it going?
Doing great.
Doing good. Is that a Michigan hat?
Ben, come on now.
You know what? I will say with this whole Connor Stallions thing, I think people are actually blowing this more out of proportion than it should be. I don't think it's as big a deal.
I full-heartedly disagree.
It's giving Michigan and Harbaugh the fuel they need for the rest of the season, so I'm here for it.
Okay, real quick, Heisberg, I got to talk to Nick about this. You say you disagree?
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay, so here's my counter to what your disagreement. I think the whole thing with signs and all that is sure it's maybe not the best gamesmanship, but I don't think it's necessarily illegal. Now,
no, it is illegal. It's like by the letter of the law, it's illegal.
How is it illegal?
Because it's the same exact thing as like Bill Belichick and the Patriots filming the Bengals practice, and they got fined a first-round draft pick for it. But it's like that systematically every game over the course of years. You're literally not allowed to go and like tape your team's practices or tape other teams' practices, and they're doing it like filming the plays at games.
So all of that is allegedly, right? The film.
No, I think that's more than allegedly. I think that's like like we know it.
I thought the only thing we've known is like he's at all these other games and he's been at all these other locations. But I guess we'll let it play out. I'm not a Michigan fan.
I've heard that the NCAA has that evidence, and and they have his computer, which I guess has the like the.
We're gonna trust the Ohio State person there.
Yeah, no, he probably says they also found blowing hookers, just like on the Michigan sideline.
Oh, we lost Heisenberg. Nick, you made him mad.
I did. I think he froze.
He'll pop back in.
He'll be back. Yeah.
But look, I agree though. If there is like a deeper plot with what Pick Six is saying, like okay, that's crossing the line. But I also think there's like this whole storm of people who are just trying to blow this out a little bit.
Yeah. But, yeah. No. We made Heisenberg rage quit. Also, my lighting is atrocious right now. That's kind of crazy.
Back. All right, Heisenberg, you're back. Enough of the.
Yeah, sorry.
Also, hold on. Did you see him? So, do you think that was him on the sidelines of CMU? Ben, did you see that?
Yeah, I think it was.
Wait, on the sideline of where?
Of the Central Michigan. He was like dressed up. He had a wig.
I don't know.
And nobody on Central Michigan could identify who that was.
I did not see it, but I cannot confirm nor deny that it was me or not. So,
I mean, we don't know if you were there or not. That's for sure.
Classic Michigan fan. Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I haven't seen anything.
The only thing that Michigan fans have seen is the signs of their future opponents.
That's very true.
Again, I cannot confirm or deny any of those allegations.
Yeah, classic. All right, Heisenberg, we got the twist is rookie quarterbacks. You're number 1 on the leaderboard right now. So
that's accurate. Holy shit! What the hell is going on with that guy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hitting bets, I guess, man. So what do you like this weekend?
We're going with Bryce Young under longest completion of 33.5. We're taking a page out of Nick's playbook.
Let's go.
Nice.
I like it how I have appropriated this as my playbook now.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, Nick. You know.
I couldn't find the number for Indianapolis on how long their longest completions have been, but Bryce Young has only gone over this number once, and that was last week to Houston for a 40-yarder. But in his other games, he's had 27 against Miami, 30 against Detroit, 22 against Minnesota, 22 against New Orleans, and 14 week 1 against Atlanta.
Was that against was that pass to Adam Thielen?
The 40-yarder in Houston, probably. That's the only guy Bryce Young seemed to throw the ball to.
Yeah, I was just curious. It's so funny with Adam Thielen.
No, it was actually to Jonathan Mingo.
Oh, it was Mingo. Okay. Anyways, it's funny with Thielen this season because I knew a lot of like fantasy buffs who were like, "Don't touch Adam Thielen," and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I think it makes a lot of sense to draft this guy, or at least get him deep in like a best ball league, because he's not the flashiest, but he's just gonna get so many catches. So,
yeah, he's been a reception eating machine. I have not been on a prop of his once all season, and I just see you guys cashing. I'm like, I'm gonna stay off it so you guys can continue to cash. I'll find some other bets.
And to be honest, I think I've only been on it one time, but I think there was quite a few people in the community who just literally were betting his receptions like every game, and I think it hit like 6 out of 7 weeks. So,
yeah. Is there a way to find Indianapolis longest completion stuff easier? I was trying to find it before I came on, but
yeah. So when I'm doing the research for it, I just go to like their schedule on Pro Football Reference, open up all their box scores, and just manually look. So I'm doing it right now. So the Colts have played 8 games. Jags in week 1, Trevor Lawrence 29 yards, CJ Stroud 32, Lamar had a 24-yarder, Matt Stafford longest was 33, Tannehill longest was 36, Trevor Lawrence second time was 29, Lawrence was 29. PJ Walker was 30, and then Derek Carr last week had a 58-yarder.
So it's only gone over
because
twice.
I was on Derek Carr under longest.
Yeah, so it's only gone over twice. That's good then. And one of them being Tannehill, which is surprising because there must have been like a big yard a big yak catch from somebody.
Yeah, defender probably like fell over and died, and then they still barely hit longest completion.
But no, that's the twist this week. And then I was able to lock in the under 41.5 in the Atlanta and Minnesota game. I got that basically right during the Vikings game. I was watching them, and then with the news of Kirk Cousins going down, that line has plummeted, and I was going to give that out, but I did not want to give that out because it had moved so much. But that will be on the card as well this week for the contest.
Yep, WCLV, it has to hit now.
I have not been doing great in the CLV department, so.
Yeah, Jaren Hall is going to go out and throw like 5 touchdowns. He's going to do his best Will Levis impression.
Just watch the games live and try to live something, and then take the wrong thing because I see, oh, Nick's on an over, so let me live the under, and then get lucky that hits too somehow. So, yeah.
Yeah, that will happen sometimes.
I think that was what, Trey Palmer?
Yeah, that was Trey Palmer.
Yeah, it was Trey Palmer last Thursday, yeah.
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 That was a weird one.
That
Trey
was.
Palmer.
That was funny. We were talking about it, and then Chig kind of did his best Trey Palmer impression.
I did not see any of that game last night. I don't know how you guys watched any of it. Was it as bad as it looked?
I had it up on another screen, but I wasn't watching.
It was actually, like, believe it or not, for Thursday night games, like, it was one of the better Thursday night games. Now that's, I don't know what that's saying, but Will Levis looked pretty good out there, and it's actually really weird that the Steelers won. Like, the Steelers, I believe, have been outgained in every game this season, Nick.
They just find a way to win a game. They're like that team that has the horseshoe up their ass. They just find ways to get it done.
Are they this year's Vikings?
They could be. Also, hold on. I guess I can do this after Heisenberg leaves, but I need to fix my lighting. I'm like either pitch black or like in blinding light.
And then are you guys streaming tomorrow for college football?
No, I'm not. I'm going to the Air Force Army game.
You're going to Steel Sand, aren't you?
Exactly. Yeah, Michigan's paying me because they're worried. They're like, "Wow, Air Force is undefeated. There's a very slim chance, I guess, they can make the college football playoff. We got to get some boots on ground." No, yeah. I'm just going to check it out. So
their schedule next year at home, man, is insane.
Michigan,
Texas, and Oregon both at home next year. Yeah.
About time they start scheduling some. No, it's.
I may have to go to a couple because
I don't blame them for not scheduling because you're going to go through the Big Ten. So it's
there's just no incentive to. Nobody ever gets penalized for, like, oh, you played directional Michigan 3 times out of conference.
Yeah.
So now you're going to miss the playoffs.
So
I'm curious to see how that changes going forward with the expansion of playoffs and division realignments.
Yeah, I think with the Big Ten, like, I don't know. There's going to be some interesting, like, scheduling things that we see because, like, for example, I'm already looking at these schedules and it's just, I'm still wrapping my head around it. Like, you have UCLA and Penn State playing in November, USC, Nebraska, just like, it's just like, it's gonna be new, but I think overall it hopefully works out. I hope it really doesn't like here's my worry, and I think a lot of people have said this and they're thinking this, like, I don't want it to turn into like just 3 conferences and then the rest of the football is like even more irrelevant than it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think all this division realignment helps CFB in general, or do you think it kind of hurts?
I don't think it helps anything. I don't think it helps football. I don't think it helps basketball. It definitely hurts. Like, there's no argument that it doesn't hurt smaller sports.
Yeah, I think it's hurting football more than basketball, in my opinion. Because, look, Nick, basketball, you can get away, and we've seen it. Like, the reason why we can see more upsets and things like that, like, basketball is a sport where, you know, you can have a few guys get hot and they can take down a Goliath, right? In football, it's just the physicality I mean, we do see upsets, but it's like once a year. Like this year, Nick, I don't think we've seen a 28, 30 point favorite lose.
Yeah, no, it hasn't really felt like there's been any kind of crazy upsets. I mean, like maybe like Kansas over Oklahoma.
Yeah,
but that wasn't shocking by any stretch.
Yeah. So to your point, Heisenberg, or your question, I guess it's I do worry about that because also then are you starting to get these like even power super schools more than even typical? Like they all just go to one school for a year. I don't know.
Was the alignment just in college football, or did it happen across all sports now too?
It's all sports.
Yeah.
So now you even have, I don't know, like what's a random sport like gymnastics, right? So you're gonna have like Stanford traveling across the country, fly their whole team, fly their whole coaching staff, fly out all their equipment and whatever for like a gymnastics meet.
They're not staying at a 5-star hotels too. Like that's the other thing, and they're not like maybe the football team is, Nick, but like
yeah.
And I don't want to speak. Someone's going to be like, "You're wrong about Stanford gymnastics," like whatever. But my point is like they don't have the accommodations, and it wasn't built to be that way. But it's catering to the football and to the basketball at schools, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Michigan here, especially,
we're already seeing some ramifications in basketball too. Like, do you think it's a coincidence with the announcement that the NIT made recently?
Oh man, that's pour one out, man.
I know.
That's sad.
Not like the NIT was like the biggest deal ever,
but it's a slippery slope. Like
exactly.
And Nick, explain that to people who may not have heard.
Yeah. So the news with the NIT. So what they've done for years and years and years, as long as I can remember, is any regular season conference champion that did not win their conference tournament, so they didn't make the NCAA tournament, got an automatic bid to the NIT. And they got rid of that, and they replaced it with 2 guaranteed bids for like the top teams in the big conferences that didn't make the NCAA tournament. And I think that's just a travesty. Because like who wants to go watch like 13 and 19 team from the Big Ten in the NIT over like your favorite mid-major that just missed out? Like fuck that. That's dumb. Right? Like, yeah. I literally think it would have been last year, like 2 teams with losing records from the Big Ten, if it was the same rule last year.
Rutgers probably would have been one of those.
Yeah, it would have been like Rutgers and Nebraska or something like that, or Rutgers and Minnesota.
Oh yeah, you want to see Minnesota? Yay!
yeah. Like I wanna go. Like let me make a road trip for Rutgers against Oregon State.
Yeah,
that's the postseason basketball I want to watch.
Yeah. Oh well.
No, I wanna watch the exciting schools.
We want to get
not the people who just don't care anymore.
Eastern Washington in there,
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna hop off. I gotta rake some leaves around here, but yeah, Bryce Young under 33.5 longest completion.
Sounds good.
I actually like that quite a bit. Like, I might have to lock that in. I haven't played an under longest completion in a hot minute, so.
They are one of the sweatiest bets I have been on, and I don't even watch the games anymore. I just kind of box score watch. I'm like, oh, there was I had no idea Garoppolo was close until you guys were saying, oh, he overthrew Devontae by 10 yards out of bounds.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he had Devontae Adams wide open for like 80-yard touchdowns twice.
But Nick, that was part of the handicap. It's not like we're like, oh, Nick, you got so lucky. You're like, no, I said that. You said that he sucks, and sure enough, he can't make those open throws. So
yeah, that was really bad.
All right, man. I appreciate you hopping on.
All right. See you.
Yep.
So Nick, for example, back to the NIT thing, I went back and I was like, okay, let's just see last year, like who would have got fucked, right? Mm-hmm. And Eastern Washington beat Washington State in the first round of the NIT, and Eastern Washington wouldn't have made it with the new rules in place. So It's like there's literally a case study right in front of your eyes, and you're like, I don't know. it's annoying. And also, I think from a betting perspective, it hurts a little bit too, because I feel like those matchups you can find a little more of an edge, right? But now you're gonna be like, oh, it's fucking Rutgers versus, I don't know, Michigan, or I don't know how good Michigan is actually.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever.
You get my point.
Yeah, and so the other thing is it's the impossible thing to handicap is like, how much are these teams going to care? Because you know, with Eastern Washington or whatever out there, like
they're coming for the jugular. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's their opportunity to go in and beat some big schools. But if you've got like, I don't know, whatever random Pac-12 school missed out and they don't care and their coach is leaving and half their team is transferring away and they just don't care. Or like North Carolina last year, they just declined their NIT invite.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are they gonna do? Are they gonna be forced to play?
I don't think they have to play.
Yeah, I mean, and then it just becomes even more of a farce, right? Because you're guaranteeing spots for teams that don't want to be there and are going to decline them, and then you've got these other teams who like want to go out and play.
Yeah, no, really good point.
Yeah, Rutgers think versus Peoria School for the Blind, exactly.
I think it's like one of those things where the reason why I really get worried about it is it's like on the grand scheme of things, it is smaller, right? But it leads to more things. Like what?
You muted yourself?
Rule words.
Oh,
I'm muted. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back now, I think.
Okay, I'm back. Well, I'm getting cut out by the NCAA. NCAA is trying to.
Yeah, your audio is like
trying
so
to block out
laggy.
Okay. 1 second. Test.
We're good. Your mouth is still like multiple seconds ahead of your voice. It's kind of freaking me out.
Let's see.
Can you like full leave Streamlabs or StreamYard and come back in? Look at me. I'm Ben now. Always wanted to be Ben. He'll be back.
Okay, what about now?
Nope. Still fucked. I mean, we can live with it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We're good now.
We're good now? Okay. What was I trying to say?
Slippery slope.
Oh, yeah. So, what's stopping the NCAA in 2 years from saying like, oh, well, if you're a mid-major and you want to get in the tournament, you have to like, I don't know, have at least like one win against a top 50 net school,
Yeah,
like,
and then those schools won't schedule you.
Exactly. They're like, what's the incentive?
Now there's like an incentive to not do it.
The big incentive right now for these schools, for scheduling these smaller schools is money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, from the smaller school perspective, and then for them, it's like, okay, like let's get, we're gonna get the best shot from the team. It's good to see other schools, but like at a certain point, it's like, is that enough? Like you're like, maybe we should just not have those. I don't know. It's a little worrisome, but
yeah, it is. It's very frustrating, and I mean, I'm definitely biased in these discussions, in the realignment discussion, in the NIT discussion, in the NCAA tournament discussion. I'm biased in favor of the smaller schools as somebody who for undergrad went to a smaller school.
Yeah,
and you're the same way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like anything that's gonna hurt the Big Sky, I'm gonna put my foot down. So, oh well. At this point, it's like, hey, I hope every small school just upsets every Power 5.
Yeah.
All right.
It's annoying.
So who else wants to come on? You know who we haven't seen come on, Nick?
Who?
Low-key iCarly.
I know. We haven't had Carly on.
She's always making excuses. She's like, I haven't been in the lab, or I'm too hungover.
Yeah, or like there's a rabid wolf on campus.
Yeah, there's the wolf on campus, or I lost my shoe. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
We haven't seen Scrunch yet either.
No, still no Scrunch appearances.
Have we seen let's see here. Who haven't we seen that you're like, I wish they would come on?
We haven't. I'm just gonna call out everybody. We haven't seen Crispy.
Oh, you know what?
We haven't seen Command Wins.
Richie Parlay, we gotta check the spreadsheet because we might have some dupes. I noticed that.
I tried to fix them. I know Rampage was in my DMs, trying to get all that stuff fixed.
But do you see? Let's see if you go to like there's like is there a Richie Parlay and a Rich A Parlay?
No, that's definitely the same person.
And then there's another Richie Parlay. There's 3.
Yeah, I think so. There's like a couple different issues. Number one, if people have submitted on 2 different places,
for sure,
like Twitter and Discord, they'll have different names. I've tried to fix a bunch of those, but yeah, there is Richie Parlay and Rich A Parlay and Rich A _ Parlay, who are all on here. So actually, he should be pretty high up on the leaderboard because he's got 2 spots in the top 10 and in 20th place also.
Yeah, he actually might be he might be close to the top. I want to give out.
He's probably in 4th place.
I want to give out one that I can say is my like stream play.
What you got?
Let's see here. I'm just thinking if I want it to be the quarterback play or I'll do this. I'm gonna go with okay. I'll go with Jaren Hall, and I'm gonna go with his over rush yards, Nick.
What do you have that number at?
I got it at 16.5.
Alrighty.
So a few things here. I think one, it's the classic. It's a rookie quarterback coming in. I know it's technically his second game, first full start.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's enough with what I've seen in the last preseason game. I think he had 5 or 6 rushes for 27. And watching him at BYU, he is a little bit of a scrambler. Of course, it's a lot easier to scramble in college football when you don't have guys. Who are they playing? They're playing I'm trying to think of the DN for the Falcons. But you get my point. Like Nate Landman tracing your ass down, right? Like, but I do think there will be enough opportunities for him to scramble, and I think 16.5 is a little low. I think this should be closer to like 19, 20. I know it's only a difference of like 3-4 yards. So I'm gonna fire up that over for a rookie quarterback.
Alrighty.
What are your thoughts on it?
I have no idea. I know next to nothing about Jaren Hall.
Yeah.
Does he have a mustache?
I know he's actually pretty clean shaved, I believe.
Well, then he's going under.
That's how you. That would be funny. What about that? We that could be a bigger twist. Mustache
player with a mustache.
I guess he has a beard. He has a beard.
That would be like impossible to regulate on our end.
Yeah, it's like game of. It's like no, it wouldn't be impossible. It just would be not worth the time.
Yeah.
So with Dobbs coming in, is he gonna start like after this game, or is it still like?
I found that kind of weird. And so they also have Nick Mullins. So Mullins is on IR right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like Hall, I think was supposed to be the number 3 quarterback this year. With Mullins number 2, Cousins number 1.
My opinion is get the best get the best quarterback in there who's gonna feed Jordan Addison, because I have him in my best ball league. So
I mean, Dobbs was playing pretty well for Arizona. I'm kind of surprised Arizona only got basically like a late round pick swap.
Yeah, I wonder if the market just wasn't in need for that as much, because it seems like the teams that maybe would have looked for a quarterback, some of them just kind of fell off. So maybe the market just wasn't that strong, and they were kind of in a position where it's like, well, Kyler Murray's coming back. It's either we keep him and maybe we don't get anything in the off season, so we kind of have to sell at this point. So I don't know. But yeah, what did they get for him?
It was like Dobbs and a 7th for a 6th or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it official Murray back this week? He might be like activated. Clayton Tune is definitely starting for Arizona. Yeah. Holy fuck, the sun is bright.
Yeah, I think next week he'll be back.
I need to stand on my chair and put a blanket in my window. So I'm going to shut my camera off for a second.
That's the Cardinals bye week. There you have it. Let's see here. Oh, no, it's week 13 or week 14. I wonder if they just wait. Nah, that's a late bye. Yeah. At that point, it's like you don't even play him the rest of the season. So maybe he comes back after this week. Yeah, so I actually late last night I went through the Falcons and Vikings game and threw in a few props. So kind of like in some opportunity in that game.
There we go. That's better. I didn't think I needed to do that this morning, but apparently I did. It was like cloudy. Like I was like when I was walking blue this morning. I was like not even wearing sunglasses.
Nick, 300 days of sunshine out here in Colorado.
Yeah.
So this is one of those days.
True. It's just another one of those days.
Yep.
Damn sunshine, ruining my day.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
The Ravens, Nick.
Uh-huh.
Are they like legit to maybe make a run? Because it seems like the NFC the AFC is actually a little bit more wide open than I would have thought, like headed into the season.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are legit. So my big concern with the Ravens coming into the season was
health.
Well, yeah, I mean health, and specifically in the secondary.
And the secondaries look really good.
Secondary's been good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've corners are playing well. Geno Stone is tied for the league lead in interceptions randomly.
Yeah,
who'd have thunk that?
What is it, like 4?
He's got 5.
Jeez. So let's take a look at their schedule. They have the Seahawks at home this week, which I think is it's going to be a tough game. The Seahawks, Nick, I'm not going to lie. If we're talking like current future market, I don't think that's the worst look right now.
What are they sitting at?
I think they were at 25-1. Let me see here. Oh, they're 35-1, Nick.
Yeah,
and I get it. Like it, you look at them and you're like, okay, but the 49ers have some question marks now. The Eagles are going to be really tough to get through. I get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, sure, whatever. Like that's a whole conversation. The Lions, of course, they're playing good ball, but they're 13-1. Like the value may be gone on them. But then you have not the Chargers. You have the Seahawks just sitting at 33-1, and it's just kind of
on what book?
PointsBet has it at 33-1.
I've got DraftKings up right now. DraftKings has them at 28.
Yeah, Caesar's actually 35-1, and I swear I think I might just bet that right now.
Yeah. Also, we just confirmed that Carly works for the sportsbook.
Why?
Because she said log on to your sportsbook and throw the house on the Giants to win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see what their odds are at.
Plus 400-1.
Too many zeros. I can't compute.
Too many zeros. Yeah. It's a problem that the Giants are probably going to have down the stretch.
I mean, other than that, like What about the Saints, Nick?
With Derek Carr.
Yeah, but you know what? They're gonna probably make the playoffs though. So
yeah,
it's like because there's bettors who will look at that and they'll say like, you know what? Give me the value on a team that's gonna make the playoffs, right? But then it's like,
yeah, I mean,
Derek Carr making the Super Bowl,
55-1.
Yeah, but then you're like Derek Carr to make the Super Bowl. That just seems really weird, and not just make it; they have to actually win the game. It seems a little odd.
So I mean, like you've got just like random team backs away into the playoffs. They need to win 4 games
or 3. Well,
4 if they back their way in.
If wild card to, you're right, 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4.
I mean, like what does a 4-leg parlay on the Saints? Like you just roll everything forward look like?
See, that's a really good point. At that point, do you just do the rollover?
I feel like the rollover is the better move.
It depends though. Right?
It does depend.
It depends. But at 66-1.
Okay, yeah, 66 sounds better than 55.
Oh, did I say
no? No, I'm we've got different books up.
You're right. 66.
I'm looking at DraftKings.
66 seems pretty good. The Jets, Nick? No.
The Jets? Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Aaron Rodgers, Nick?
Honestly, that's like not the worst look.
85-1?
Yeah, I mean, just bet on Zach Wilson to get them into the playoffs, and then you're sitting with a good ticket when Rodgers comes back. If Rodgers comes back.
That would actually be one of the crazier things I've seen.
Yeah, that would be wild.
If he does come back, but I think I'm getting close to betting the Seahawks here.
Well, wait till they lose to the Ravens.
That's actually, but Nick, the last time I said that, the week that you weren't on, I was talking to Ryan Cassis and I said, I really want to take the Jets to make the playoffs, but I'm gonna wait until they lose to the Eagles, and then they beat the Eagles, and the number was long gone. So, What's the spread? I haven't looked at that game yet.
It's like 4. Let's say also, Evan says have a Jets Super Bowl ticket at plus 17,000. Just make the playoffs and get a decent cash out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Jets to make the playoffs are
plus 200. That's my guess.
Plus 220.
Yeah, because it was.
Also, so this is weird actually. So DraftKings, every team except for the Jets, they're offering no on to make the playoffs. But they're not offering a no on the Jets. Where are my conspiracy theorists?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Uh-huh.
What do we do with that information?
Even though they're probably like all the other books are offering it, but DraftKings knows something that we don't know.
So let's see here. If we look at the wild card right now, I think they're in right now, right? No, they're out.
Yeah.
Because the freaking Steelers, Nick.
Also, Ravens are -6 right now.
Oh.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points, Nick.
What if they just forgot to post it? It should just be automated, though. Like, I feel like it has to be intentional if they're not posting it.
Yeah. So Cleveland is the last team in, but we're still, I mean, it's early, but they're 4-3. Jets
Cleveland
are 4-3.
is such a weird team.
Yeah. Want to talk about weird teams, Nick? The whole AFC North. I mean,
yeah,
they're going to start beating up on each other, but I really hope the Steelers, like, I'm going to be betting against the Steelers in the next few weeks. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, the Steelers' defense is pretty good.
It is, but look,
or it's like okay. They have good players at least individually.
I probably won't touch them when they play the Packers at home. Do they have a bye? No, they don't have a bye.
But yeah, that whole division is weird. Like because the Browns, their offense is like kind of inept, but their defense is amazing. and then their offense just like puts together enough. And then the Bengals are all over the place. Ravens look good.
Yeah, they have let's see, they have 2 road games back to back against the Browns and the Bengals after that Packers game, and I feel like those spots are going to be depending on what the Browns and Bengals do the next few weeks, but I think that's going to be a spot that I look to target them at. And speaking of Browns, Donovan Peoples Jones, he got traded to the Lions. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're happy or pleased with just the performance they've gotten out of Jameson Williams.
Yeah, which I mean is not surprising, right? Because I mean he missed like a season and a half, basically.
Yeah,
I mean like that's so tough, and like as a wide receiver, like those early games are so important for your development.
Mm-hmm.
And he like missed his entire rookie season and then got suspended for 6 games in his second season.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
All right. Any last second people who want to hop on?
Any last second Peoples Joneses?
You've had better. We would love to see your smiling faces.
Mm-hmm. McLovin says, I think Pickett is good. I just think outside of Pickens, the talent to throw to is bad. I mean, Deontay Johnson's pretty good, too.
Like
honestly, I think that the Steelers are like kind of sneaky, not too bad.
Nick, the Steelers are just going to be a team from a variance perspective that they're always going to be pretty consistent. They're never going to come out and just shit the bed. And I think a team like that, you just stick around, you hang around games. Like last night, watching that game, I was like, how did the Titans not win that game? Like I'm still like in my head, it almost feels like the Titans won because Will Levis looked way better than Kenny Pickett. But that's not how
I mean there's 11 guys on the field for each team at all times. Mm-hmm. I mean the quarterback is the most important guy, but other people matter too.
Oh, we got a queue member. Let me do this real quick. Get the correct interface. Boom. What up, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, just drinking coffee, talking sports.
Yeah,
living the life.
So before we hear what you have, I want to hear your perspective on the Michigan thing real quick.
Oh, I was going to bring that up at the end for sure.
Okay, we can just start with it because I knew it was on your mind. Like it was the elephant in the room. It was the Connor Stallion in the corner. Yeah.
It was so hold on. So is the elephant in the room, or is it like the stallion in the stable?
Yeah, my column. Right.
Well, I guess like that's where a stallion belongs, in the stable. So maybe not. Anyways.
So what I will say about this is when it first came out, I was like, what's the big deal? There's no way that every major program doesn't have somebody going to games and just looking at the plays. And then when I found out about the videotape stuff, I was like, well, that's just dumb. Like, why would you leave a trail behind of you cheating? Right? Like, how the question is, how much benefit do you get from being able to take that tape back and decode it later versus just being able to pick something up live at a game? Or, a lot of teams are probably just scouting guys that are going to be in the transfer portal and stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. Right? So I don't think the level of cheating is quite as massive as what it is, but you still can't do that. I do think it's worse than kids selling their own merchandise for tattoos. I think it's worse than that.
I agree.
And coaches have been fired for that. So,
but Tressel,
I didn't name any names. I'm just saying.
Well, the reason why
things like that if it happens.
it's on the top of my head is because I don't know if you saw that post where it was like talking about the most recent football scandals, and that was definitely one that popped up because I remember that whole thing with Maurice Claret and Pryor. It was that was Pryor.
That was multiple different things.
Yeah,
the Claret stuff was different. The Pryor and a few other guys were all like going to the same tattoo shop, and I don't know. I got really into that because obviously being an Ohio State fan, but that was weird. They were like investigating the Ohio State players because they thought they were selling drugs because the tattoo shop was like a front for drugs. And so it was like a complete coincidence that any of it got caught. The Ohio State players didn't have anything to do with it. They were just like willing to give these guys tattoos for merchandise that they could then sell and stuff. So
so here's like the big difference also, right? Is so like that kind of stuff is I guess like technically against the rules, but it doesn't impact anything that happens on the field. And even recruiting violations, right? Like, I don't know, you bring in strippers for the players, right?
Shout out Colorado.
Shout out Colorado. Shout out Louisville.
Louisville. Yeah, Louisville.
But that doesn't give you a direct like on the field in-game advantage. What Michigan was doing directly benefits them on the field. It influences the outcome of games.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it have to be just like a more significant thing than like any kind of recruiting violations or improperly paying your players type of deal.
Yeah.
Because it's like on the field cheating versus off the field cheating.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can really compare it to is the Patriots. Right, and actually didn't somebody else get caught with like hacking into the headsets? Or was that the Patriots too?
If they were cheating, it was probably the Patriots.
Yeah, there was another like allegation of something along the lines of that. I know the Colts had an issue, but I think it was with pumping sound into the stadium, which they got in trouble for.
Didn't like the Seahawks get in trouble for that?
No, I think the Seahawks are just really fucking.
Or no, it was the Falcons, who got in trouble for fake crowd noise. And then also in baseball, there was the I guess this is off the field, but like biggest baseball cheating scandal. Well, I guess aside from the Astros. But there was the Cardinals front office guy who like came over from another team and like stole a bunch of scouting reports that they had and like hacked into his old team's system.
Yeah.
And he got like banned for life. And they got docked a ton of stuff.
So
hacking hacking is a strong word for that. He just used his credentials that weren't turned off.
Yeah, hacking. Air quotes. Yeah. It's like let me try and brute force this password.
Yeah.
And then you get it on the first try because you know the password.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like Michigan is just trying to make this a thing where it's like, he was there and doing all this stuff, but we really didn't ask him. Like, it kind of seems like they're trying to like have a motive as far as like.
Yeah.
But you can't say like, oh, we didn't know it was happening when this random ass recruiting staffer is on the sidelines talking to the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator all game, every game.
Oh yeah,
he's a recruiting staffer. He's not supposed to do anything like that.
If he's on the sidelines, he's like literally not behind, like Nick's saying, behind the coordinator, like in his ear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The big thing is going to be, did they like approve budget for him with these like Venmo transactions and stuff where he's paying people? If they were reimbursing him for that, that's going to be a really bad look.
Yeah, I think if that comes out and that's confirmed, like I think that's where there's a big paper trail, right? Shout out Venmo, right?
All the way up, right?
And here's the thing: like it has to have been that way. It's like impossible for it to not be that way, because so he's a state employee. His salary is public. He makes $55,000 a year. Mm-hmm. With how many tickets he's buying, like all across the country, there's no way he's just like self-funding that.
It could be a good gambler, Nick.
Well, that's also illegal, probably.
Yeah, with
Maybe.
all that tape he's probably got some really good insights. Probably
At this point,
money.
he just starts betting on these teams.
Yeah, but I mean, he's spending like tens of thousands of dollars on tickets and flights every year.
Well, plus he's giving signs to South Carolina, and then betting on them to beat Tennessee. He probably made a fortune on that.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, he may be working with the books, man. Who knows? That would be a plot twist, right, Nick? The books are actually the ones paying him. Mm-hmm. Anyways, okay.
What if we got like so deep where he was actually like, so you know how they hold up the big signs, and he's like going in and like finding where the signs are like on Ohio State's campus and like putting graffiti on them. Like that's the next step, right? So they just like hold up the sign, like so you know how because they don't have in-ear mics in college, so they have to like hold up the big ass cards to call the plays. Yeah. I'm just imagining him like going in and like fucking with the signs, like writing graffiti on them and changing them up. So it's like they go and try and call their plays, and the players is just like, this isn't a play. What is this?
I think his face has to be on a sign at some point. For one of these
that
teams.
would be so funny.
It just has to be. Like when they play Michigan specifically, they have to have.
Yeah. Honestly, no. It should be if they go and play like Eastern Michigan.
Or something next year though.
Right.
In non-conference, like Eastern Michigan just throws up Connor Stallion's face.
No, why doesn't Ohio State just do that this year against Michigan? That would be a good troll job, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if you wanna do it like pre-investigation being over, right?
Yeah.
Like as a like, you know,
what about what about this
body that punishes them?
Not his face, but you do something that alludes to it, like you just have like I don't know, just like a masked man or something, where it's like, are they trolling us here?
Just like a picture of the mysterious guy on Central Michigan's sideline.
Yeah, like Central or like the Chippewa. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about. I'm glad we were able to get that off our chest again. But let's talk about this weekend and the twist. We have the rookie quarterbacks. So I don't know if you've gotten in the lab as far as with the rookies yet, but what do you got for us?
A little bit with that, and it actually may be. I haven't picked that play out, but it may be in this same game that I'm going to, because I'm going to take the Houston Texans -2.5 at -115. So I think first of all, it was almost at the start of the year, I almost convinced myself that it was a system play just to fade the NFC South all year, because like that they're all trash. Like we should amend the rules. They just don't get a playoff team this year. Everyone in the division is bad. Like that's the first thing I look at is usually preseason. Did I think any of these teams were good? I mean, that'll start to fade out here in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But even halfway in the season, like, did I think this team was any good? The Bucks played a good game against Buffalo, right? They kept it close. Anybody who bet on them to cover is happy, maybe trying to ride it again next week. And Baker Mayfield is just not a guy who respects coins. I don't think he's going to be the guy that gets you there. And I think a guy who can get you there, who's the rookie of the year right now, is CJ Stroud. So this isn't just going to be glaze the Ohio State guys, but it is.
No.
It is a very impressive start to the season, better than I thought he would get. I mean, looking at the Texans team, right? You didn't think with their wide receiving core they were going to put up a lot of passing numbers. You thought, hey, they might be able to grind it out on the ground and get some wins, but he's led this offense. I mean, fantasy wise, he's been a viable starter, this year, right? I mean, that doesn't necessarily translate to covering the spread, but it's been impressive what he can do. So I think coming off a pretty embarrassing loss to an NFC South team, they're going to bounce back and in a big way, and I think they cover by way more than that. The model likes this a little bit. It doesn't love it, but just enough, and getting it before it goes across 3. I think
I think it's at 3 in some spots already now.
Yeah, MGM I think is one of the few that has it at 2.5.
And on that point about the Texans kind of bouncing back, I think one guy that I need to do some more research on this, but I'm glad last week I didn't bet him because it was one of those where I'm like really close. I was really close to placing, but didn't, and it was on Tank Dell. And my thinking was, he's a rookie and coming off a bye. I was like, he's going to have a big game, but something was telling me just like stay away from that. And he only had 3 catches for 16 yards. But I'm going to do a little more research. But I think for you, offensively, like he needs to have more than 3 catches for them to have success offensively.
Yeah. And he has been a little bit up and down, but Nico Collins, not an Ohio State guy,
Michigan guy.
Right. He's actually, I mean, it's been one of the two of them going off like pretty much every week. And so I think they have yet to have both of them really have a big day together. And
he was hurt, right?
You can see that.
Yeah, he missed week 6. Or are you talking Collins?
No, I was talking Dell specifically.
Yeah, Dell missed week 6.
What was the injury?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because maybe that was part of it too. He was maybe not 100%. So I got to do more research on Tank Dell, but
yeah,
I like the look.
Here, Ben, trivia question: what is Tank Dell's actual first name?
Oh my god, I literally was just looking at this because I was looking at the draft. Oh,
Pick 6. If you know it, you can yoink it.
I do not know his actual.
Is it Andrew?
It's not Andrew.
I literally was just looking at this.
It's Nathaniel.
Yeah, that's right.
I know that because I have to call him Nathaniel for the model. It's like Tank Dell. We don't know who that is. I know who Nathaniel Dell is.
I think CBS has him as Nathaniel, but ESPN has him as Tank or something.
What is Tank Bigsby's first name? I didn't know this one. I just looked it up because I was curious. It's weird that we have 2 rookies named Tank.
I can't remember.
His name is Cartavius.
Wow. I did not know that one.
I did not know that one either.
No. I did actually know Tank Dell because I had seen that before looking at fantasy stuff because I couldn't find him, and it was because it was under Nathaniel. No, I do remember that now.
Anything else you got for us?
I'm sure that's a fun one to code.
I just had to do it once.
Yeah.
You have anything else for us?
Or
at least what you're looking at?
I've got maybe a little bit more of a question for you guys on the Atlanta game. We have 2 quarterbacks who weren't the starters last week starting. And I don't know how the quarterback starting in their first game narrative plays when the other guy is facing a quarterback who didn't, or the other team is also starting a quarterback who didn't start last week. But he's not a rookie doing his first game. But
I have some thoughts on this game. So, Nick, what's that camera view that people always tweet about now? Like they have access to after the games from the
all 22.
Yeah, all 22. There were a few people who were breaking this game down just more than any other game, and it made a lot of sense because I don't think Desmond Ridder is really the issue here. Like, I was watching some of it, and the wide receivers I don't necessarily think they're just always running the wrong routes. but there were just so many plays where like he's getting pressured, and then you have like 2 wide receivers that are like within like 5 yards of each other running these deep routes, and it's just like Ritter was just set up for failure. So where I'm going with this is I don't think Heineke like is just going to make this team way better. It's not just going to flip the switch.
I think he's an upgrade, but not like a massive upgrade.
Yeah, I'm talking like maybe 0.5 points. So the under Nick kind of seems sneaky. It's low.
37.5.
I know, but
although
like,
I think I agree.
Yeah, it's just like the Falcons are just going to run the shit out of the ball. I don't know. I mean, there's always the risk with like Jaren Hall because it goes back to the whole narrative of not having a lot of film on guys.
Yeah.
But I just don't see a lot of points in this one.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, so I almost feel like I'm more comfortable betting the Vikings in this spot, like on that narrative.
Yeah, low total dog.
Because they have Dobbs, right? So like the fallback option is a guy who's had a certain amount of success this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, it for me, it's just an interesting game because I would normally be looking at the Vikings in this situation. But they won their game last week. It was like super late that Cousins got hurt, right?
Yeah, I think it was a late third quarter, maybe fourth quarter. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. So Hall threw 4 passes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't really get to see anything from him realistically. But I don't know. I think Atlanta having not a great game last week and now being over a field goal favorite, and it doesn't look like it's coming back.
Yeah. I personally like to look on the Vikings at 3.5 or 4. Just with it being such a low total, new quarterback narrative, maybe Heineke's being overvalued a little bit. I think it's a good spot for Minnesota.
Yeah, and low total dog is definitely. I like that. Right? Just from you got to score points to cover the spread.
Yep.
Type narrative. So, and Atlanta, it's not like Atlanta's offense has been a juggernaut.
No, it's hard watching that offense. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's part of me, like the whole Kyle Pitts thing, and just I don't like watching Falcons football. I'll be completely honest. So, yeah.
And you don't know if the books are going to call Bijan and tell him to sit out until the last play again.
Exactly. Yeah, they're going to say like, "Hey, we got to get you in there on that last play." Right. So
yeah, we got to cash all those unders as if that wasn't an available option. To bet on.
Yep. All righty. I appreciate you hopping on, man. Yeah, best of luck this week.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, see ya.
Alrighty.
The sun is gone off your face.
Yeah, I mean, I threw a blanket under my window.
Oh, I thought it just went away.
No, I mean, I could probably go like this and then. Oh, actually, it is kind of behind a cloud now. So as soon as I get up and fix it, it goes away anyways. That's how it goes.
Yep. Alrighty. I think we're good. We don't have anyone else in queue. So.
Yep. All right. So yeah, looking like no stream tomorrow, right? At least from you.
Yeah, no stream.
I might get on and like stream some Fortnite or something with the OG season.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Have you won yet?
Yeah, I did. I played like 3 games this morning, or I guess 2 games this morning, and got a number 1 victory royale, and then had to get off to take the dog out and hop on the stream.
Nice.
But probably going to be hopping right back on after this. So Get some more. Got a win. Yeah, I did get a win on stream last time. An 18 kill second place.
Oh.
Also, speaking of that game first, yeah, Hall is it knows nothing about Hall. It's just here is generic quarterback coming into the game with no data.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on the book it entry? I think it's decent. It really, like, from like the whole contest perspective, I don't like how they made this contest like this slate. It's a tough slate. I'll put it that way. But no, I think it's good. It's just interesting that what's her name, OT Megan, she has an over for maybe it's Andrews and then an under for OBJ. So it's just kind of. But you know what, Nick? It's like maybe that's the game theory, right?
Yeah, I guess
you don't really have like are you playing to go 6 for 6, or are you just playing to go 3 of 6 in advance?
I don't know. I mean, you just need to be better than whoever you're facing,
right, Nick? I don't think it was that thought out, but it's almost like that could be the way to advance, right?
Yeah, well,
that's what
I mean,
would maybe do
if Trent full fades.
But okay, but
prone to do.
Do you really think Trent's gonna go 6 of 6 though?
No, I mean, I think you just trying to go 6 for 6 is what you do, right? You just pick your 6 favorite legs. I think playing the correlations is a bad idea, unless you're playing a very good player. Playing the correlations is a bad idea.
I don't know.
Well, no, because if you're playing the correlations, you're gonna go like 0 of 6 or 6 of 6. So I just want to pick the 6 best independent legs that I can.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that OT Megan may be onto something.
No, but didn't she have like a bunch of plays in the same game?
But like one's under, one's over type thing. She's not all like. But I don't think that was the strategy. I don't think she was.
I don't know how.
You think she had this conversation with someone else and she's like.
I have no idea.
Probably. She could have a team.
Yeah.
She could be smarter than us. Who knows? I won't discredit her. But no, I think it's a solid entry they have. I guess the only one I didn't love was Rashad White and Godwin over touchdowns. But I guess White has been getting in the end zone as a receiver. So, but we'll see.
We will see. All right. Are we gonna call it?
Yeah, let's call it. Are you gonna play later today?
I mean, like off stream, yeah.
But not on.
I mean, if people want to watch me stream it, I can.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you could. I don't know. You could get on and see, but you said a shit ton of people are watching right now on Fortnite, right?
The Fortnite there are a shit ton of people watching.
Alrighty.
But yeah, W stream. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Maybe Fortnite stream later today and or tomorrow, and then definitely on Sunday for the NFL, and then on Monday. You know what starts on Monday?
Water polo.
Water polo.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's not Monday. It's next Friday. The college basketball starts. Wait,
no,
is it? No, it is Monday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. Yeah.
Yeah,
we got water polo.
We got a stream, right?
Oh yeah. I'm planning on streaming every day for college basketball. I mean, I'm not gonna hold myself to it where I have to stream every day.
Yeah, that's the plan.
But the plan is to stream every day. Oh, also, I guess I have a content challenge thing that I'm going to be doing this college basketball season also. I need to also learn how to make TikToks between now and when college basketball starts. But the challenge is to bet every single team to cover a spread once. And just see how we go.
Wait. they have to cover or just?
Well, I'm betting. So there's 362 teams. It'll be 362 bets. Every team once, and just all ATS bets.
So have you thought about when you're gonna have like multiple bets, things like that, or is it just you're just gonna kind of play it by ear to start and then?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably going to be just like an individual TikTok for every bet.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like a little catchy intro thought out.
Well, how many days of the season are there though?
Like
you're gonna.
So it's going to be several. There's going to be some days where it's 1 or 2. There might be some days where it's 0. There's going to be some days where it might be like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, Saturday. For sure. Cool. I'm excited to see that.
I'm nervous, but it'll be fun. And then it's just something that'll actually get me making TikToks, which I need to do.
North Florida? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lemoyne.
Oh, yeah. Is that the new school?
That's the new school.
Yep. How many new schools are there?
1. So we're plus Lemoyne, minus Hartford, minus St. Francis, New York.
And did you end up getting that almanac?
Yeah.
Nice. They have the whole Lemoyne right up in there.
I'm sure they do.
Hell yeah.
First, download TikTok. I did download TikTok.
Yeah. Step 1.
Yeah. You could probably go find my account, CapWize Nick, with 0 posts, following 0 people, with 0 everything. Probably no profile picture. But yeah. South Florida. Yeah, South Florida is my tentative wagon because it's basically Kennesaw State.
Nice. What, they all transferred?
Yeah, they have the coach and like their 3 best players.
Modern day college sports, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yep. All right. Time to call the stream.
Alrighty.
So yeah, have a great Friday, everyone.